thank you, first off. Thanks, darling. Um, so, you want to say something first, though, don't you? I think, do you?
Yes. I've struggled a long time, and I joke about my mental health in a way of me coping with it, especially when I get uncomfortable. So anything I say that seems hurtful to other people possibly dealing with mental health, it's all a joke. I'm so sorry in advance.
Yeah, don't get me into the YouTube tea yet. So, I guess, right, okay. Just so people know, this isn't staged. You already know the question I'm going to ask you, but it's not like fake. So, just need to point that out. So, right. Do you want to just start by like telling your story, however long it may last? But however long it may last. Just tell your story, I guess.
Okay. Well, I low-key started to get really depressed in year 5.
Jesus.
But that's not for 2 years previous. I kind of realised I was different and liked girls. Obviously, I didn't know what it meant, but I knew it was. And as I got older and I started to realise what stuff was, it started weighing on me, and I started to realise, like, that's not normal.
Yeah.
So that's great. Um, it all mainly started, however, in year 7. Year
Cool.
7.
What a year.
Well, I started dating this girl, right? And she seemed really awesome. She was really down to it. She was a bit older than me. That becomes a constant trend, I realise.
Isn't it just? Bloody hell.
And she told me that she used to self-harm in a way of coping, and obviously me being a young, vulnerable, fucking 11-year-old. Sorry for the swearing.
It's fine. Get me demonetized.
Me being that, and her saying, "Oh, it helps. I swear, like it's great. It's healthy." Frankie starts self-harming.
Yeah.
I thought it weren't going to be a big thing. I told a few of my friends like straight off bat. Kind of wish I didn't, but that's better that I did.
I do remember one point where everyone learned about this fact. We were just sat in geography, and I think, I don't know, you went out or something, and we were all just sat there getting on with the work, and then the teacher comes in and she just goes, right, can everyone just stop for a minute? And we're all like, oh, here we go, we're going to get a lecture, and then you come in, and then she starts talking about, I can't remember, she starts talking about something about how we need to be there for each other, we need to do this, we need to do that, and then you start talking, and then it was like, as soon as like we knew what was going on, everyone just went boof, so silent and so like in awe. I'm not going to say obviously what it was because it's your story to tell, but that for like I think opened everyone's eyes in year 7 was that moment where you sort of had the balls to stand in front of everyone and do what you did, and it was so inspiring, and you should be proud of yourself for that. And that's not, me being, God, look at me, I'm being nice. Like, seriously, that you can tell that story if you want. I don't know, but I just wanted to say that was so brave and everything.
Well, that was really the next bit. Also,
Yeah.
I broke up with this girl when I kind of started to realize, like, oh, this is toxic. This isn't helpful.
Yeah.
But obviously, self-harm is an addiction.
Yeah.
It is, the minute you realize that it is the feeling of letting something out, you enjoy that feeling. And it sounds like a really weird addiction, but it is an addiction, which is why people do it, essentially. But yeah, I had a few people I was talking to, and it was on my stomach. It wasn't small. I was struggling with my weight at the time, and I just basically carved the word fat into my stomach. You look like you're about to cry.
Honest to God, that moment for me, I was just so shocked that you'd done it, and just I was more shocked at the fact that you stood in front of everyone and was just like, this is what I've done and you shouldn't do it. And that was just like, wow. To this day I'm just like, Jesus Christ, I could never have done what you did in front of everyone, but you did.
It was really frustrating though, because everyone was crying, and me, even at that age, I had made myself emotionally numb. So even though I really wanted to cry because, well, everyone else was, and it is a thing you should cry about, and it is a thing that it's normal to cry about, I had depression, and it made me feel like, maybe not. Also, I had anxiety, so standing up there was actually a massive thing. It weren't for the best reason, but it was. I had to do it.
I mean, now with stuff like drama and stuff, I think many people underestimate drama in so many different ways. And I'm not just saying that because, you know, we both love it, but like drama is one of the one lessons where you can actually build up your confidence and sort of be yourself in some ways, but also be someone completely different. You know, if you know, we're doing I don't know, a play about self-harm and everything, you know, you're obviously going to have more of a like an in-depth view of it, and you can allow everyone else to sort of explore that. And I think people shouldn't take drama for granted, because it really does help some people just escaping with everything. And I know definitely in our classes, going off topic completely, but I know in our classes, you know, we never really had that much opportunity to sort of develop and shine. But you know, anxiety is one of those things where it can strike at any minute. And one of the places where definitely for me, I feel like it's not going to strike is drama, because there's people in there that are going through the same stuff. I'm not trying to make drama sound like a mental health support group, but you know it is. So, but yeah. Anyway, continue. I keep going off on tangents, but who
cares? But yeah, so that happened, and sadly, I didn't stop. Carried on till about year 9, start of year 10. Okay. Right, so in year 8 and 9 specifically, I struggled massively with my weight. Massively. Hated myself, could not stand myself. Didn't want to live. Didn't want to be in my own body. I was tearing it up on a regular basis. However, I went through a thing of starving myself. No one other than my closest friends really noticed, but I wasn't eating more than 600 calories a day.
600? You meant to have like 2,000 a day? God, even I didn't know that. Jesus Christ.
My parents didn't know. I hid it really well from them, because I'd normally not eat. I don't eat breakfast anyway, just because I'm normally.
I don't eat breakfast, to be honest.
And then I just skipped lunch, and I only really ever had one meal, and I'd only really have a tiny bit of it. And if I ever felt like I'd gone over them 600 calories, I'd make myself throw up.
Jesus Christ, this has gone deep way too far. Too fast. Jesus.
Yeah. Look. Yeah, by the way, a lot of this some people might not know.
No, especially me. Please don't weren't close. Mental breakdown. Anyway, continue.
I think it was more year 8, because we definitely weren't close. We started to get closer in year 9.
Yeah. I
remember one time I was auditioning for Oliver, and I was in one of them phases, and I went straight to the audition, and Miss Buckley was there. Oh wait,
Doesn't matter.
what? And she said, "Oh, have you had some food?" And I said, "Oh yeah, I've eaten." No, actually, I said, "Oh, I'm not hungry. I'll probably get some afterwards when queues have died down." And she sent me out to go and get food, and that's a good thing.
Yeah.
However, I felt so defeated because even though all I had was a chicken wrap, you know, them tiny chicken wraps.
Yeah. Well, I normally have.
All I had was one of them. It was just the fact how I was putting it into my body. And I had this boy in my life who I then went on to date who was struggling as well. And I feel like the fact how he was struggling kind of made me feel like it was more okay that I was struggling because I wasn't the only one going through it. Because I definitely thought about it before I realised he was struggling. And when I realised he was struggling, I was like, it just happened. There was no active thought into it. It just happened, if that makes sense.
Yeah.
Like, it's like you meet someone else with like a kind of cool quality that I'm not saying anything about mental health is cool, right? Putting this in here now, but it's kind of like you meet someone with a quality and you adopt it without realizing it.
Yeah.
It was one of them things. And if you watch this, I'm not.
You will.
You're gonna send it him.
Yeah.
But you did. No. You didn't do anything. Okay.
Jesus Christ. Here we go. TV Tom.
I'm not blaming the people who I dated. I'm blaming myself, which isn't great, but it's true because it is me myself. I just want to put that out there. I'm not putting the blame on other people. And then heads up, year 7, a lot of my issues come from relationships. Year 7, I had a girlfriend who made me think self-harming was good. I had a boyfriend who cheated on me. And at one point, I ended up whoring myself out for cigarettes. God, I hope my parents never watch this. It was cigarettes for people, but still.
I mean,
Maybe.
even if your parents did see this, at the end of the day, you were struggling and you were at a point so low where there was no sort of, like freedom from it all. So at the end of the day, they cannot punish you for doing something like that, because at the end of the day, I'm not saying that, if you're self-harming and you're doing this, you're allowed to go out and kill someone and get away with it. That's not what I'm saying. I'm saying stuff like drugs and all of that, from being at your lowest point, it's the only way people can feel free. And they really shouldn't be punished, in a sense that they just try to be an everyday person, but they have to do it under the influence of alcohol or under drugs, or under whatever else. And even if your parents do see this, at the end of the day, they can't punish you for it, because it's a sort of a reaction to a stimulus that you've been given, and that's.
My mom will. I blocked out most of my depressed years for reasons. Right. Then comes year 9. Right.
I just made a drink, but.
Some Sprite.
I mean, it's not vodka, bloody hell. Otherwise, I'd be up the walls by now if it was.
Anyway, year 9. I started dating someone the start February. Sorry.
It's fine. It's okay.
it was a secret relationship. He was a wee bit older than me.
A wee bit. Yeah, you've gone Scottish there, darling. Sorry.
And I don't know. We were happy, you know. We went on dates. I feel really shitty about this, but because I wanted to keep it a secret, I dated other people while dating him. Not right. There's gonna be someone who watches this. I just want to point out it's not them. It's a girl from our drama.
Oh, okay. It is not. She did not date you while dating this person.
Yeah, I didn't. Like, genuinely, like, me and him had, like, broken up.
This was before.
Yeah. But yeah, we were dating. We had his, like, moments where we were both a bit toxic to each other because we both had issues. As in, he was struggling with anorexia, mental health, etc., etc., etc. I was struggling with self-harm, mental health, etc., etc., etc. Not to mention my masses of trust issues on top of all that.
Oh, don't even get
And
me
he
started.
also had trust issues.
He also had what?
Trust issues.
Oh, right, okay. I didn't hear what you said.
So I thought we were happy. Oh, I'm gonna start crying, aren't I?
Oh God, don't, because you'll set me off.
And we had his issues, like every couple. You do, don't you? You have your issues.
Yeah.
But there were points that stand out that were really, really manipulative. Like there was this one point where my friend was going to stop over at my house. And he turned around and messaged me saying, but I'm suicidal.
I remember you telling me about this, yeah.
And I was messaging him while I was walking around getting stuff for my friend to head back to his other friends for her to dye her hair before we headed back to mine. That part's irrelevant. I was just explaining that part.
Yeah.
And part where we walked into a shop and I just had to say, look, I'm too mentally drained. I can't fight this anymore. Like, I can't fight for you. And then that's when he turned around and said, oh, fuck you then. Sorry again for swearing.
It's fine. Honestly, it's fine.
And he blocked me. So I was like, oh, crap.
Yeah. Thanks.
I'm gonna give him a call. So I call him up and I'm stood in the middle of a shop, like I'm hiding, essentially, from my friends, crying on the phone, being like, look, I'm really sorry, like, you know you mean the world to me and all this stuff. And he was like, no, this is your fault, I'm suicidal, this is you, essentially. Which I always thought I was strong-minded. I always thought I was really, really good at keeping my head up and like fighting on and not letting people
like tough skinned, whatever it's
yeah
called.
I always thought I was so strong-minded that people wouldn't be able to manipulate me, but looking back
Yeah.
There was also another point, and I don't know if this is fair to say, cut it out if it's not.
Okay.
There's a point where he sent me a picture on Snapchat of him in the bath, but the blood was like, the water was red.
Right.
And he told me it was blood. And my friend was stopping over at the time. So I weren't talking to him properly because my friend was over. Like, if someone's with you, you're going to talk to them more than you're on your phone.
Yeah.
I quickly called him up, being like, hey, are you okay? And even my friend was worried. And he sounded in and out of consciousness. I even got my friend to call the ambulance because I was so worried. Like, I was putting everything on hold for him.
Yeah.
His parents came back. He hung up on me. He got out of the bath and he sent me a message saying, LMAO. Well, maybe not exactly like this, but this is what I say it was. LMAO. It was hair dye. And then he sent me a picture of him with red hair.
that there is, for me, there is a difference between manipulation and literal mindfuck. For me, manipulating someone is taking everything away from them and solely making them feel alone. What they did, it's just not, you wouldn't think it. Like, no one in this world, well, there probably is someone in this world, but no one that we know is that sort of messed up. And I'm not using that in like a mental health way. Not on about that. Like, no one is that sort of twisted enough to joke about something so serious. Like, you know, if someone, I don't know, said that they've slit their wrists in a bath and they're bleeding everywhere, and then you call them up and they sound like they're dying, and then all of a sudden they're just like, haha, got you. You just completely messed someone's head up for fun. And that, for me, is a lot worse than, I don't even know how to explain it. But that is just messed up.
Anyway.
Yeah, sorry.
That was like somewhat at the start of when we were dating. We were really on and off, and I'm not saying in any way that he was the worst one. I did some shitty things too. Like, I was straight up like horrible to him at points. Like,